7 months ago, I put out my locker UI concept, and I was happy to see that you guys really liked it. And dude, you know what's crazy is that Tedesco locker UI video is still massive. Yeah, massive. And with the release of Chapter 2 Remix, we finally got an update to the locker after 11 months. And don't get me wrong, this is definitely an improvement to what we had before, but that's not saying much. So again, I've redesigned and revamped the locker UI to fix a number of issues, but it doesn't stop there. This time, I've redesigned the entire game's UI. So in this video, I'm going to go over all the different UIs this game has, explain what's wrong with them, and show off my redesign that could fix these problems, starting with the lobby. Alright, so discovery creeping up from the bottom of the screen aside, the lobby isn't all that bad. It's pretty clean. So I'm just going to tell you guys right now that I am going to be nitpicking some stuff. And can I just say, the ready up button was on the right side of the screen for like 6 years. So I'm not sure who thought it was a good idea to randomly move it to the left side for literally no reason. They even moved the sidebar from the left side to the right, even though that this menu that was made in Chapter 3 was very clearly designed to be on the left side of the screen. I guess the lobby shows all the info you need if you expand these buttons that only stay open when your mouse is hovering over them. Also, what happened to displaying some of your challenges right on the lobby screen? Bring back the change mode button instead of displaying game modes on the bottom of the screen at all times. And I'm just going to say now, yes, I'll be bringing back the Burbank font for all of my concepts. It just fits the game. The new generic font I'm sure has grown on some people over time, but the iconic Fortnite font is just better. Alright, so redesigned this screen from the ground up. What do you guys think? On the left side, we have all the info about the season, your level, your challenges, and if you were in a ranked playlist, you'd see your rank on the side also. On the right side, we have the news feed and the game mode selector with the ready up button. Discovery would be a completely separate screen that we'll get to later. Also redesigned the social menu, the sidebar, to give it a look more in line with the rest of the game's modern feel, and just combine some areas that didn't need to be split across multiple sections. The way we have it now is you have your friends list, and then you have a separate tab to add new friends. Just take the search bar and put it on the main friends list. Let's talk about discovery.
This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I've considered it.
Epic, every single iteration of this menu is not good. It's annoying to use, it's annoying that I have to scroll down to it, and if I want to play, for example, reload, zero build, ranked solos, that is not easy to find. Now, a lot of people will say, just go back to this menu or make creative maps separate, and guys, that cannot happen. Epic wants to push these user-generated maps, which I guess is fine if it's done in a way that doesn't make our user experience worse. So here's my take on this menu, and at first glance, it might not seem that much better to what we have, but let me explain. First, you don't have to open a pop-up to see all the details on the mode and favorite it or select it. Everything is just on this screen with the info on the side, a favorite button on the bottom with the hotkey, description is on the side, the ability to watch the trailer, and for modes with multiple options, you can change all of that right there. Building, ranked, fill, and team size. And let's just remove the duplicate modes. I really don't think we need a separate playlist for Battle Royale, Zero Build, Ranked Battle Royale, and Ranked Zero Build. Instead, we just have the Battle Royale playlist where you can change your settings. We already can select the regular Battle Royale and change it to enable ranked, so I don't know why we can't just go from build to zero build and why these separate playlists exist. It's really clogging up the screen, especially now with the multiple reload modes. Speaking of reload, same thing, all the different options displayed there, also tells you what map is live, and the same thing for Fortnite Festival. There's 3 different playlists for that mode. Just put all the stages into the settings. Now, you might be wondering what this pin button is here, and I think this would fix the biggest issue with discovery. A lot of people, myself included, just want Epic's game modes always at the top of the screen. Not random recommendations, not game collections. I just play reload and sometimes Battle Royale, and that's it. And as I said, Epic wants to push these other creative maps, so they would never put their own modes at the top for everyone. But hear me out, what about giving us the option to pin one specific category to the top of our discovery screens, giving us customization and making it easier for us to play your game? The pinned category will display thumbnails a little larger than the rest of the discovery and can show up to 10 modes. Anything more than that will just have a view all button to see everything. Moving on to the locker, and I think I've cooked here even better than the last one. Epic just pushed out their new locker update, which added the ability to scroll through all the different tabs and added loadouts where you could basically make presets that have your character, emotes, raps, lobby stuff. I feel like we've had this before, so yeah, it's nice that we're getting it back, but there's still some problems with this locker. Epic, your locker can't even seem to remember some selections, and all my loadouts were erased on the second day of the season, so let's get that fixed, please. A number of issues that were present last year that I also talked about in my video are still here. Mainly the functionality where on PC, clicking an item just to look at it or preview styles will equip it instead of just having a separate equip button or double clicking. Still don't understand why wraps aren't with the character. Oh well, because it's a separate item, it's not really part of your character. Okay, well neither is the pickaxe or glider, but here we are. You have the Fortnite Festival aura, instruments, and jam tracks spread across 3 different menus for some reason. This 3-dot menu has got to go. I think every single person can agree with this. It just makes doing actions in the game slower, and the rarities being gone, it brought life and color, and more importantly, organization to the locker. I've come up with something new to do that. So here's the new locker I've cooked up, and these colors that you're seeing aren't rarities, but something new I've created to replace them: tags. There's 6 tags, maybe even 7 if you include default, which cosmetics can have. And the special collab tag still exists, so Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Icon, and Gaming Legends, which would take priority over the cosmetics appearance. They would still have the red Marvel background, for example. Frozen, Lava, Slurp, those were actual arbitrary rarities that served no purpose, and those should have been the first ones to get removed. So I'm putting my foot down and I'm doing it myself. We don't need new rarities every time you decide to release a themed bundle, and Epic, you're not even consistent with it anyway. Sure, the backgrounds look cool, but they're pointless. On to the new tags. Default for obviously default cosmetics like the pickaxe or glider. Item shop for any cosmetic that was originally released in the item shop. Battle pass for anything from the battle pass. Crew for crew pack skins. Exclusive for any promotional bundle skins, so think Galaxy, Iconic, Eon, Wildcat, stuff like that. Event pass for any cosmetic originally from any of the mini event passes, Lego passes, or music passes. And then the special tag for stuff that doesn't really fit any of those descriptions, so stuff like real money packs, free skins or items from challenges, win umbrellas, stuff like that. Now let me also clarify, there are some skins from event passes that can be sold in the item shop. Future battle pass skins will be able to be sold in the item shop. Codename Mel, for example, was originally an item shop skin and is now a part of a real money pack, but I think the tag should be based off of whatever the item was originally when it released. So I think this is a pretty good solution to sort of bring back rarities and organization in a new way. So okay, back to the locker. We have the character tab with your outfits, back blings, the new kicks, pickaxes, gliders, contrails, and wraps. On the side we have all the different tabs you can either click or scroll to, and this tab selector should always stay open, by the way, instead of condensing when you're not hovering over it, because it's not like it's taking up necessary space. You have your buttons for saving loadouts and the button to clear badges. You'll still be able to save your individual presets for each tab with the small buttons on top to save presets and open up the preset menu, which would look like this, with the ability to favorite presets to use if you randomize them. Back to the main locker and onto the emote tab. And look, I understand the benefit of having emotes separate, but if we're gonna have a whole separate tab for emotes, I want to be able to customize more than just 6 emotes. The first wheel can only have 6 because you need extra slots for built-in and mimic emotes. And by the way, can we fix the way that emotes are put into the wheel, because the way it is now makes no sense. So I've also added an emote wheel picture that shows you the exact slot you'd be assigning your emote to. But why not let us customize multiple emote wheels that can have up to 8 slots? I get that it'd be a lot. It's a lot of data for the game to save, so there'd probably have to be a limit, like maybe up to 5 custom emote wheels, but that would be really helpful. For the lobby, you'd just have your banner, loading screen, and music. For the vehicle tab, you'd have both your sports car and SUV on the same menu, because why do you have to scroll to separate tabs to customize them? And this gear icon on top is going to open up the setting where you can assign your sports car or your SUV to be the vehicle that you use for rocket racing. The jam out section is going to have all your festival stuff, your instruments, aura, and jam tracks, and then added tabs for Lego and Fall Guys skins that I said in my last video should act as separate cosmetics. So if you favorite or archive a regular skin, it won't affect the Lego or Fall Guys versions. For these tabs, I've added an import button, which is just going to take whatever skin or emotes for Lego that you're using in your character and emotes tab and apply the Lego or Fall Guys versions of them. And maybe an option in the settings that just makes it so that every single time you change your outfit for the character tab, it's automatically imported to the Lego and Fall Guys tabs. Here's a look at the loadout menu, which would now include Lego and Fall Guys outfits. And on the side of the screen, you'd be able to see images of everything you have saved for that loadout. Clicking onto cosmetics to select them is going to bring up this screen, and the options button is going to bring up the sort and filter options, where I've added the ability to sort by season with the oldest first, and a custom sort where you can just put the outfits in whatever order you want. For the pickaxe, glider, and wraps, you'll see this small icon here, and this is going to change how you view the item, allowing you to see it with your outfit. This is pretty important for pickaxes, especially because previewing them on outfits lets you see what type of swing animation they have, which might not be clear just from looking at it. A handful of them already preview with the outfit, but a handful of unique animation pickaxes don't, so Epic just give us this option already.
This right here is my favorite thing ever. In the history of forever. I think about this every day. I think about this all night long. I stay awake, not sleeping, because I'm thinking about this.
Next up, the item shop. And again, this is pretty clean, not much to be done here, but can we all just admit that the item shop design they did for last year's OG season was the best looking one yet? And I think the dark background really helps the items pop out. My main gripe with this UI is how much scrolling there is. Epic, why are you only showing up to 4 items in one row? Look how long it takes me and how much I have to scroll to get to the bottom. And yes, we do have the side menu to jump to specific tabs, but something like the signature style tab, I don't know what's in there. I might not know what's in the other tabs, so I'm gonna try to scroll through the shop, but it's just a chore. So my shop redesign basically just takes the OG season shop and gives it a modern coat of paint, more items to view in each row compared to what we have now. On the bottom, you have your support a creator button, which you would obviously be using code Tedesco, and when previewing outfits in the shop, you'd have a button to cycle through the normal, Lego, and Fall Guys versions of the outfits if they have those variants. Pickaxes, gliders, and wraps would also have the icon there to be able to preview it being held by the skin, which again is very important for the swing animation of the pickaxe, especially before you decide if you want to spend money on it. Alright, so this is probably one of the best looking UIs that we have right now, since it was made back in 2022 before Epic's modern shift. But still, what do I not like about this screen? I don't like how you have to press the Battle Pass tab and then press another button to get to the actual Battle Pass. Whatever reward you're trying to view is sometimes obstructed by everything else at the bottom of the screen, and you might have to take an extra step to get a cleaner look. The bonus skin from each season has its own section here, but it's really just obtained through completing quests, so that should just be moved into the quest tab. And instead of having separate tabs for the Battle Pass, Music Pass, and Lego Pass, why not just throw it all in one, especially since starting next month they're all going to be progressed by XP at the same time. So this is what I've come up with for the Battle Pass tab. On the top, you're going to have info about the season and your level. In the middle, you're going to see all the pages rewards, with the reward being shown to the side in a clearer view, and just wait a few seconds or rotate the item to get the description to swipe away. On top, you're also going to be able to check out the bonus rewards, the other passes, and Fortnite crew. Alright, so the rest of this video should go by pretty quick because the other UIs we have aren't as complex as the ones we just went over, but this quest tab, it's not the worst one we've had, it's not the best, it's functional, but what do you guys know about the late chapter 1 challenge tab?
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Cleanest one we've had, easy to navigate, and Epic, people have been asking for this to be brought back for years. Here we have a modern take on the chapter 1 quest tab. All the different sets of quests are displayed with thumbnails. Any time quest like dailies resetting or stuff like the golden scythe that was only available for a few days is going to have a timer showing how long until it goes away. And on the side, we can filter what quests we want to see. Stuff only completable in Battle Royale, Reload, all the main Fortnite modes. And anything like Battle Royale Daily Quest, Reload Daily Quest, Festival Daily Quest, they've all just been thrown into the Daily Quest section where you can see all the different quests available for each mode. Taking a closer look at the weekly challenges, you can see we're looking at the Battle Royale specific ones. The map is on the side with the option to also view the reward that you're going to get for completing the quest, which in this case would just be XP. Man, this compete tab is basically the same one we've had since 2018, 6 years ago. And look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this just looks so out of place now. It just doesn't fit the modern games design at all, and stuff has evolved. We now have zero build, we now have reload, and it can be a pain to find the tournaments matching the specific criteria that you're looking for, and this is where filters would be really useful. New compete tab, you can easily see each tournament's name, team size, the date, and you can use the filters on the side to easily find tournaments for whatever specific mode you're looking for, whether that's Battle Royale, zero build, reload, or reload zero build. Alright, hot take. Am I the only one that really likes this UI?
What?
It just displays the stats right in front of you, the stats that you would want to know, your wins, your kills, but the biggest problem here again is the lack of filters. You can view your Battle Royale stats, your zero build stats, your ranked Battle Royale stats, your ranked zero build stats. Cool. What if I just want to view all of them together? You have the option to view solo, duo, trio, and squad stats, or just view all of them, so why can't we do that when it comes to Battle Royale and zero build, and when it comes to ranked and unranked. And what about reload? And rocket racing is a ranked mode too, right? Shouldn't there be some stats for that? At first glance, this is going to look really similar to what we have now, but the main difference here is the options. And I think the selected options that you're looking at right now should be the default settings for when anyone first goes to this tab. Also, since you can view your stats by season, what about chapter? Look at your stats from chapter 5, which would be seasons 1 through 4. Again, I'm going to be begging Epic to add reload stats in game, and I guess for the time frame, if you want to view reload stats by season, you could go by the ranked seasons. Lastly, the V-Bucks tab, which again hasn't been updated in like 5 or 6 years. Very simple, just give it a modern coat of paint. So there you have it. I redesigned the UIs for the 8 main tabs of this game. This video took a long time to make, and I'm really happy with the end result, and I hope you guys like it as well. Obviously, redesigning something like the V-Bucks tab isn't going to make much of a difference at all, but the stuff like the lobby, discovery, locker, item shop, that is all really important to get right to have a good user experience. Epic, make things easier, faster, and more intuitive, and I promise you, you'll have more playtime and more players. And I didn't go to school to study any of this stuff. I'm just a 23-year-old guy making these concepts on Photoshop and this video on YouTube, but Epic, just trust me, bro.